Hello Libra, welcome to this reading. We are going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Libra for the rest of July. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Libra, let's go ahead and see what we have going on for you here for this mid-month update for July. As always, do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you. Hope you're enjoying the rest of this month of July, getting out there, doing the things you want to be doing. We'll go ahead and get all of the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. All right. I think that's looking just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the star. So Libra, the star is really nice energy. The star can indicate that some of you have this sort of wish fulfillment that's going on in your life. This can signify the significant entry of a wish into your life, okay? When you get the star, it's kind of like a bigger theme when you get this energy. It can say that you finally see something coming through. All right, the star is also a nice card for healing. The genie on the star card is putting their foot in a pool of healing water, right? So the star can also suggest that if some of you have been sort of like nursing an injury or an illness, or you've been going through something in terms of your health, it's typically a good sign, right? It may mean that you're finding the right doctor, finding the right medicine, health regimen, whatever the case may be. Anything like this could be going on here with this star energy. It's also Aquarius energy, and I would say that the star may suggest a couple of other things, like you may be having synchronicities during this period of time. In other words, you may be seeing like repeating numbers, having prophetic dreams. You could also be connected to social media in some way, as I like to think of the star as being sort of like front and center, right? Even though they're alone here in near the water in the forest, it's still sort of this idea of like having star power or being a star. Let's see how this connects to your reading here, Libra. You have a very, very positive set of cards here for the rest of July. I definitely like to see what's going on for you. So why don't we just dive in? First, I'm seeing all of the yellow on the cards, okay? I'm really drawn to the yellow. I connect the yellow to the solar plexus chakra, the color yellow when I'm doing these readings, to the solar plexus, and that is your confidence center, okay? That's your power center. It's where you derive your confidence, your willpower, your energy, right? Your physical energy in some respects. And a good way to sort of strengthen the solar plexus is you could do things like working out, right? You could do things like yoga, or you could, a really great way is if you set a goal for yourself, doing everything in your power to achieve it. This is going to strengthen the solar plexus, right? Building confidence here. Some of you here are maybe on the edge, or on the edge of like having some real confidence coming in here. Now, in the middle, you do have the Queen of Swords. Libra, this could be any air sign. When you get the Queen of Swords, this could be your energy showing up. You actually already have your energy here with the Justice card as well in the reading. But the Queen of Swords, it may suggest that if you have something to say to someone, say it. Don't hold back. Say it without restriction. The Queen of Swords is a person who will always say what they need to say. And it may mean that even if they, hurt the other person's feelings, if they have something they need to say, they say it, right? And they don't mince words. And there's sort of a double-edged sword to that type of thing, right? But there are times in life where we just need to get a weight off our chest, or speak the truth, right? Speak up with truth as well. And that could also be connected to this idea of confidence, right? Instead of holding something in, actually, saying what you have to say as well. So this could be showing up. I would also say that the Queen of Swords is somebody who's really analytical, high IQ, big brained. You could say like very smart at making decisions and situations like that. So why don't we go ahead, and I'm also drawn to the cloud here on their cape as well. Idea is like swords connect to the thought process or the communication as well. So some of you maybe have clarity of thought here as I look at that Queen of Swords. Let's move to this first column. You have the Page of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Lover's card. All right, so the Page of Cups, this can indicate this idea of some sort of offer of happiness coming into your life, right? It is a nice card for relationships. It's really, you do have the Lovers here, right? So we have the Lovers, we have the Page of Cups. Certainly this could be a nice sort of like situation that's brewing or unfolding in your love life for some of the Libra people here. I definitely like this. It could indicate important communication that may be happening in your romantic connections. That would not surprise me as you have the Lovers and the Page of Cups here. There may be an expansion of what this relationship looks like. Some growth in the relationship here as you have the Three of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Lovers. There may be expansion or growth in these areas for you as well. Some of you may be taking it to the next level, so to speak, in a connection with someone. All right? And this could be pretty harmonious as you have the Star, you have the Justice card here, Libra. Now, on a different level, if you're not here for love, because actually the majority of these cards are not love cards, but we do have this timeline that's showing up. You have some choice to make, all right, that's happening here. With the Three of Wands and the Lovers, you have some important choice to make. And this may be around, like, reconnecting to a sense of adventure, or, like, what I mean by this is, like, maybe you have sort of, whether you're working or you're not working, it's the same old day by day, day in, day out, like same old, same old. The idea of the Three of Wands sometimes, if it's not about expansion and growth, it can mean that you're looking to create adventure, right? This person's looking out to the horizon and they are realizing that there's a lot in front of them. There's a grand adventure in front of them. And you have this here with the Lovers, which can represent an important choice in some respects. So, for you, this could be this idea or this choice that you have to make around, creating passion or creating some excitement in your situation as well. This could certainly be here. In the middle column, you have the High Priestess, the Queen of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. All right, so with the High Priestess, this can indicate like secrets or hidden information, hidden knowledge messages coming in from kind of like your intuition. The High Priestess really does indicate intuition, and also spirituality, by the way. I will say the High Priestess and the Star, these are subtle energies sometimes. And it can say that, you're having some spiritual synchronicities in a certain way. This is a major card of spirituality. It may also indicate like secrets or something hidden from you in a negative aspect, but I'm not entirely convinced that that's the case. You may have a deep intuition about maybe this Three of Wands here is what I'm thinking, or this choice you have to make. Probably this choice you have to make as well. What does your gut tell you? Speaking of the solar plexus, it's like sort of in the gut. It's like above the navel, the belly button, right? So like, can you really listen to your gut here? It's in your like abdomen region, right? Can you really listen to the gut here on what are the next steps? What are the next steps for you to take? We'll see how that card sort of unfolds and develops here as we move along with this reading. I talked about the Queen of Swords. I do think there's some communication here happening that's pretty pertinent or important here to a relationship or some other situation. Maybe it is connected to career for those of you who are not here for relationships, as you do have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is progress in career, potentially, promotions, talent, skills, abilities, but also, yeah, so in work, I'll get to the next part here in a second, but in work, it is, you may be communicating on next steps, like if you're here for work, as well. But here's the other part about the Eight of Pentacles. It can really indicate dedication towards something, okay? So this person's dedicated to completing their tasks. I talked about how regardless of where you are in your life or in your situation, if you have some like commitment that you have created, it's maybe this time it's important to be dedicated to seeing that commitment through to the end. Okay, this could really increase confidence or put you in a good position as well. Okay, so along with this, I would say in the relationship area, there's maybe a question of commitment here as well. Page of Cups, Lovers, Eight of Pentacles. This idea of growth and expansion, maybe even creating excitement in the relationship again as well. If you feel like that has been lost, or passion in the relationship, if you feel like that has been lost, that could certainly be on the table as well for you, Libra, at this time. But yeah, there may be a question of dedication for some of you, regardless of what you're here for. Finally, you have the Justice card, the Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. So 8, 9 of Pentacles, I really like this. The way that I like to look at this is, this person's taken all of their skills, their talents, their abilities here in the 8 of Pentacles, and they've built something amazing for themselves here with the 9 of Pentacles. This person here is surrounded by abundance, right? And, not only are there pentacles growing on the trees, but on the bushes, there are also grapes, and grapes can signify luxuries potentially in life, or, enjoying the fruits of your labor, you could say as well in this case. And so it's like a nice progression that you have here. This is a card of financial independence, and also seeing as the grapes and the pentacles are there, this indicates being able to sustain yourself, right? Sustainability for the long haul. And I definitely, Nine of Pentacles is becoming one of my favorite cards to find in a reading, because a lot of people are really interested in building some independence, not only financially but generally in their situation. And yeah, I definitely see this for you. Some of you may have time to do something you've always wanted to do, like with the Three of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, because it's the idea of like enjoying the money that you've created for yourself, or the situation you've created for yourself. Maybe this indicates travel, or taking something to the next level. But there's something here that maybe some of you have always wanted to do that could be showing up here in this reading. Okay, you then have the Justice card. This is you with the Queen of Swords and the Justice. Usually, I think in this case, this Justice card is you. That's the Libra card in the tarot. And, it really says like the Justice card asks you to maybe balance something out, create balance and harmony in one's life. There's a couple other things. Justice is your karma, okay? So the actions you take in life, are really important, and they determine where you kind of are going next. The actions determine the outcome, right? Everybody gets the outcome they deserve. But I feel like in this type of reading, it's more so, well, action is here, with the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. It's more so like balancing something. And then the King of Cups, I think this is connecting to some like intuitive hit that you may have here with the King of Cups and the High Priestess. Why don't we go ahead and let's take a look at what's happening here in the Oracle cards for you here, Libra. We'll go ahead and we'll move into this clarifications section of the reading. So we'll pull the Oracle cards first, and then we'll also get into the tarot cards. Okay. Okay. Energy on the bottom. You have choose a new direction. Okay. I see expansion into something with the Three of Wands, but I'll be interested to see about this direction timeline that may be showing up for you. Let's see here. You have It's Up to You. That is classic Justice energy. And yes, that's a big yes, by the way. Okay, that's a hard yes. Big yes. The universe is giving you an option here. Okay. A or B. You could even see it in the Lovers, right? There are two people, two trees. The Lovers represents Gemini. Gemini is the sign of duality. There may be an option here. The universe is kind of trying to show you something. Then have Success and Don't Stop. Wow, I love this for you. Let's see what else we pulled here for you here, Libra. You have Wait and Not the Right Time. And then what is this card? Trust. Okay, so we've got this message coming in here at the end of the Oracle cards around trusting in divine timing, not trying to force something into existence. And I do think with this idea of the Justice card, there is an energy of balance here. There's definitely an energy of trying to maintain the balance and peace in your situation while also expanding and growing into the success here with the Three of Wands and the Success card showing up. So kind of like looking at those two things kind of like in parallel, right? The duality here on this reading. why don't we go ahead and let's move into the tarot cards. Let's clarify these tarot cards by pulling some more tarot cards here. All right. Now, Libra, I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And yeah, I do, once again, hope things are going well for you. All right, you have the King of Swords, more air energy, right? More air energy. You have the Three of Swords and the Two of Cups. This love timeline is really interesting, okay? So on one hand, the Page of Cups is usually like really positive information connected to love in some way. Like some good communication, some, conversations that are maybe being had. You then have the Two of Cups down here with the Lovers, two of the strongest love cards in the tarot, especially the Two of Cups. Usually the Two of Cups is like a really strong union between two people. The thing is, you have this card here with the Three of Swords, right? Which can indicate separation. King of Swords may be somebody who delivers a message in a balanced, fair way, right? The King of Swords does not play favorites. It's hard to say. Maybe some of you have this timeline here where you want to grow and expand into something. There's something that's going on with the threes here, double threes. So threes connect to other people, right? There's something that either you or the other person want to grow and expand in this relationship, but maybe that means that there are sacrifices associated with this here, with the Three of Swords. And maybe you're thinking about do the pros outweigh the cons? Or am I really feeling this, right? Am I really feeling this? Some of you may be taking like an air logical approach to the relationship, which is like, listen, it's tough to approach. It's sometimes tough to approach relationships from a place of pure logic, Yes, you can be logical in relationships, but just total pure logic, there are other things going on in relationships, right? Beyond, the emotional side of a relationship as well. So there's this situation here where you're balancing with the Justice card and you're trusting in the outcome as well. As we see the Oracle energies, I feel like maybe, you know what? I'm keep going back to this wait, not the right time, trust. I feel like you're going to get some answers here. You have the Knight of Swords. So many people have been getting the Knight of Swords. You have the Page of Cups again, and the Ten of Pentacles. Wow, so the 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles. That's a great progression, right? Probably the progression in the Pentacles suit that you want to see. 10 of Pentacles, it's the highest vibration of the suit of Pentacles. It can indicate like really estates, inheritances, settlements, purchases or sales of large transactions such as real estate, or business acquisitions, or creating a big business, or these sorts of things. Creating a legacy for yourself as well could show up with the 10 of Pentacles. Like, what do you want this to look like 10 years from now? Leaving a legacy type of deal, generational money. These sorts of things are kind of the highest vibration, right? And that's why it moves from this like idea of financial independence with the 9 of Pentacles into the 10. So where am I getting at here? Well, the 10 of Pentacles may also indicate that maybe just some of you are having an increase in your abundance at this time, for sure. But it's almost like some of you here, you have this growth mindset, okay? And I get the sense that there's something you really want to achieve, okay? But there are other things that need to play out, okay? This is really what I'm describing here is divine timing. There are other things that want to play out. Wait, not the right time, trust. So, but then you have this idea of success, don't stop. It's up to you, yes, right? So you have a reading here, you have a parallel reading here, right? This is a very hard concept to understand, but I think you're probably pretty good at this, Libra, but two things can be true at the same time, right? So on one hand, like you have momentum, you're building momentum, you're looking to grow and expand into something. This may be really nice for you in terms of your long range money time situation here with the 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles. On the other hand, there's some other things that need to be squared away here. some other timelines here that are showing up for you at the same time in parallel. With the Page of Cups, connected to your love life in some way, for some of you, not for everyone, but or even like a family situation, something like this here. With the Knight of Swords, the Page of Cups, there is something that's happening pretty quickly here for you. And I think that you'll, at the very least, find an answer to this other timeline that I'm picking up on. Yeah, you have the Sun, the Three of Wands again, and the Seven of Cups. All right, so there's just something I want to say here, which is, you're not quite my last reading, but I'm getting to the end of these readings here. And so many people, more than I'm used to, are getting the Knight of Swords. And I just feel like maybe, we do have a retrograde here on the 18th of July, Mercury retrograde. I just feel like it feels like a word of caution, okay? In that, like, try not to swim upstream, right? Try not to force something so much that you put yourself in a worse position, okay, during this period of time. Okay, it's like maybe there's more to this relationship timeline. Maybe there's more that you have to discover or experience with this person before you're done with this relationship, and maybe you're not done with the relationship at all. Like maybe the relationship continues further. You know what I'm saying? But it just feels like there's maybe more here. And this Three of Swords, there's this like idea of, can these two things live together? I think is what's happening here. Because we now have 333. There's a number for you that I would suggest that you look out for. Okay, this repeating number on your receipts, on a license plate, on the stove, the countertop, the stovetop, whatever the case may be, on your phone, on your watch. Look out for this number, okay? You're maybe going to be like having a feeling here when you get that number. I think this is the spirit guides, the universe, your spirit team, whatever you want to call it, God, communicating with you at this time, okay? And take note of what happens when you see 333 between now and, let's say, into August, all right? Because we have this really nice energy here. You're just a little bit overwhelmed with the Seven of Cups, like trying to figure out what's next. And then the Sun card is a vibrant card. It's the best card in the tarot. It's all about success and victory and confidence and also the truth. So I think that you'll find an answer here. And I think that this will work out very well for you. On the bottom, you do have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, it's just sort of like this idea of like not the right time, I think, is connecting to the Five of Pentacles, Yeah, let's see what else we have here. The Five of Pentacles can feel like this idea of being out in the cold type of energy. Let's take a look at the Kipper cards, and we'll see what is in the Kipper energies for you here, Libra. All right. Okay, you have imprisonment, occupation, adjudication, official person, mature man, and poverty. Poverty is like this Five of Pentacles card, right? Many times I see this come up as like a, certainly could indicate loss, but you don't have Ten of Swords, you don't have Five Swords, you don't have these lost cards that I look for, you don't have Nine of Swords, right? So usually this is about mindset, like creating an abundance mindset, right? This idea of like leaving scarcity behind and moving towards abundance. It does feel like for some of you, you're just a little bit bogged down either in a relationship or a job situation, or there's some area in your life here where you feel a little bit trapped. And I think this is partially why the Three of Wands has come forward twice, which is all about adventure, right? Like adventure, like doing something cool, doing something new, doing something exciting, or that you're passionate about. So the universe is definitely trying to give you a gift here with gift on the bottom and unexpected income. So don't fall into this trap of despair with this despair card. I think that this is looking very good for you. Remember, take one thing at a time in this month of July. Okay, I said this in the monthly readings, and yeah, I wish I would have told it more people that in this set of readings, but I told it in the monthly. So anyway, Libra, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will certainly be talking to you again soon.